So over the past few weeks, I've been falling in love with a lot of tablets out there. But the one tablet that is actually my favorite out of all the tablets, it's actually the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. And I'm gonna tell you why in this full review. So let's get right into it. So I love the Tab S10 Ultra, and I love how it just blew me away when I put it on the desk and I saw that massive screen. But in that process, I realized that a lot of people, they're gonna be dazzled by that, but they are going to overlook a tablet that is really the best of the best for your average person. And I really do think that is the Tab S10 Plus. Now don't get me wrong, if you love the Tab S10 Ultra, look, that means it's the best for you. But there are some people that think it's a little bit too big because it is 14.6 inches, right? It's really massive. It's hard to hold whenever you're holding it by the corners of the tablet. But the Tab S10 Plus, it gives you something unique. It gives you almost all of the same features as the Tab S10 Ultra, and it gives it to you in a little bit of a more portable form factor. But it's still a little bit bigger than something like the older Galaxy Tab S9, so the keyboard cover is pretty much big enough to be a full-sized keyboard. So you get something that's big enough to be productive, and you can actually use this tablet for productivity tasks, but on the other hand, it's actually light enough to bring with you and for it not to feel super cumbersome. And that's what I like about this. And I noticed a lot of people on my channel, they tend to go back and forth between the Ultra and the Plus. And I'm the same way, because I am blown away whenever I look at the Tab S10 Ultra. But something about the Tab S10 Plus has really stuck out to me this year, because it is very incredible. Now, it is a small upgrade from the Tab S9 Plus. There's no doubt about it. If you have a Tab S9 Plus, you're gonna be very, very set because it's gonna look almost identical to this Tab S10 Plus. The dimensions are gonna be nearly identical, except the Tab S10 Plus is a little bit thinner. And most of the accessories from the Tab S9 Plus, whether it's the book cover keyboard or the slim keyboard, a lot of the accessories, not all of them, but a lot of the accessories for the Tab S9 Plus, they are going to work on the Tab S10 Plus because they're nearly the same. Yeah, you get a little bit more of a durable build according to Samsung. It's like 10% better for that. Sure, it's really nice and it's a little bit thinner, but you're not gonna notice a lot of changes outside of the rings on the camera having a little bit of a different color. It's gonna look very close to the Tab S9 Plus, but you're gonna see a couple changes. You're gonna see an anti-reflective screen, you are going to see a new processor that is a little bit faster, and you are also going to see 7 years of operating system updates. Those are really the three big changes here. And of course, we do have Galaxy AI, but I know a lot of those things are going to trickle down to other tablets anyway. So when we look at this tablet, you are gonna see the two speakers on each side. And by the way, they are very, very loud. They are very good speakers, like tremendous. Not quite as good as the Tab S10 Ultra, but very, very close. We get that SD card slot, which, by the way, makes this a terrific value if you are wanting a lot of storage. Instead of spending a ton of money on an iPad, that SD card slot is going to help you out, and it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run if you do need extra storage. Also, it does come with, of course, the S Pen, which you don't get with iPads. So the S Pen is the same that it has been. You could flip it around on each side. It charges both ways on the back of the tablet. It's really, really nice. Of course, the keyboard covers, I should mention them here as well. They will work from the Tab S9 lineup. So if you have the Tab S9 Plus keyboard cover, I should say that keyboard will work here. And they did refresh it with just a different color and an AI button. So the new keyboard cover this year, the book cover keyboard, it's gonna look nearly identical. And the slim keyboard cover, the same thing. It's the same slim keyboard cover, just with an AI button now. So not many changes. I know some people might have wanted more innovation as far as the accessories, but this year they're just really making minor changes. But when you look at the display, that's really where we see some of the bigger changes here, because we have an anti-reflective display this year. And It's really incredible. When I put this side by side, even with the same wallpaper as the Tab S9 Plus, I do see a pretty massive difference as far as reflections. So when you have the screens on and you're waving your hands back and forth, you just can't really see it on the Tab S10 Plus. Now that's going to be ruined anyway if you do put a tempered glass screen protector on your device, but the main point is that anti-reflective screen, some people are going to love it. And some people are going to thrive with it, and some people might just cover it up with a tempered glass anyway. But for me personally, it's made a massive difference in my workflow, and it's a really, really good upgrade because I had the Tab S9 series of devices, whether it was the Tab S9 or the Tab S9 Plus, and whenever I brought that out and about, I did notice pretty massive reflections. It was a lot harder to get work done, and this year that is solved. And the Tab S9 series, it wasn't all that slow. I didn't really have a lot of issues with it. So that minor refinement, it really does make all the difference in the world to someone like me. Plus we get an AMOLED display, it's absolutely gorgeous, the same brightness as last year with the Tab S9 Plus. It's around 600 or so nits of brightness, but it's more than bright enough for me. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I would argue it's the best display that you're gonna find out there, even compared to those iPads. I love the displays on these Galaxy tablets. It really does make owning a tablet a worthwhile thing when you have such a gorgeous display to do work on or just to scroll around on. I absolutely love it. And when you look at performance, terrific performance as well. I know a lot of people are scared. We have a MediaTek processor this year, a MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus, but the performance is very, very good here. I was able to fly through pretty much everything that I was doing, absolutely no problem. So the benchmarks show a little bit of an improvement here as far as the CPU and also the GPU. We're seeing a nice little jump from the Tab S9 Plus. So I really do enjoy the performance and the display and even the battery life. The battery is smaller than the Tab S10 Ultra, but it's still about the same as far as battery life because it's not powering that monstrous screen. So the main point here, this device does cost like $1,000 in the retail price, right? It's a pretty massive retail price. I do understand this is not the value tablet. This is the tablet that a lot of people in the comments are gonna say, it's not worth it. It's not the best value. And if you're that person, I get it, right? I make a lot of tablet reviews for people looking for value. I am all about value. I review budget phones like all of the time on my channel. So if you're looking for value, there's plenty of tablets that are out there that do that. But if you're someone that's wanting the best and the newest, this is going to be it. There's no doubt about that. The Tab S9 Plus, I'm sure you're gonna find some good sales on it, and it's gonna be a great value. You could throw an anti-reflective screen protector on it. You could use similar accessories, and it might not be quite as fast, but you're still gonna get a lot of great things, and even a lot of the AI features are gonna roll down to it. So a lot of people are gonna love the Tab S9 Plus. But I think in the process of people looking for value, and in the process of people being hyped for the biggest tablet around, people are sleeping on the Tab S10 Plus. And for some reason, whenever I look at my views, a lot of people saw the Tab S10 Ultra, and it really blew up, like my video on it has been doing great. But people are sleeping on the Tab S10 Plus, and I really don't get why. And yeah, I get it. If you have an iPad, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, I'd say those tablets are tied, right? I think the Apple iPads are amazing. So if you have Apple and you love Apple stuff, then I think you will prefer the iPad Pros. I think there's a lot of people that will prefer that, and I think that's okay. I think the tandem OLED screens are quite incredible on those devices. But I think people see just a little bit more bezel here than on the Tab S10 Ultra, and they somehow think it's just not worth it. Or a lot of people on Android, they look for value, so they think that this tablet just shouldn't exist because it doesn't have quite the value as those other tablets. And people are forgetting that this is a premium tablet, and whenever you stack it up against Apple, you are getting a sensational value. The accessories even, I know the accessories, the keyboard case here, it's not quite as good as the keyboard case on the Tab S10 Ultra, but it's still cheaper, and it's gonna be a better value, I think, for most people. And I've gotta say, I used these AI features, and I don't like to talk a lot about AI on my channel, I just don't. But Samsung's AI features, they are actually useful. Like Samsung Notes being able to type out your notes and then it actually putting your notes in a more organized fashion. Like that is a really useful feature for college students, and it's a really useful feature for people who use this for their jobs. Like I really think myself that I'm going to use Samsung Notes a lot more often. And some of the features are just fun, like being able to draw a little sketch with the S Pen, and especially being able to draw it on such a nice display, and then it actually turns it into its own image. This is also great for content creators who want to make something special, but they might just stink at art. Someone like me, I'm really terrible at art, so it's sort of nice to see the fun pictures that I can come up with. And Samsung DeX, of course, makes this tablet, I would argue, more productive than something like an iPad, because bringing your tablet screen and your tablet interface and making it look like a laptop and having little pop-up windows, that is a really big deal. Now I'm talking about classic DeX. I know there's two versions of Samsung DeX, but classic DeX, it really does bring this tablet to life. You could plug this into a monitor or a portable monitor, and you're gonna be able to get a lot of work done on this tablet. And finally, the 7 years of updates. So now a lot of older tablets, something like the Tab S8 series or the Tab S7 series, those devices were getting a lot less updates. And even the Tab S9 series was promised less updates. Now we get 7 years of operating system updates. So this is still a great time to buy a Samsung Galaxy tablet if you're looking for a premium tablet. If you are looking for a smaller tablet, then yeah, we don't have a Tab S10, you're gonna have to look at the Tab S9 or something from an older series of tablets. If you are someone out there that wants a bigger tablet, you want the biggest screen possible, then of course I think the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, that is for you. But if you want a tablet that is portable, that is light, but also big enough to get productive, also big enough for a full-sized keyboard or close to a full-sized keyboard, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be easier to hold, easier to bring around with you, but still big enough to get work done with an incredible display, with great performance. MediaTek did a great job this year. I'm having very good efficiency. Battery life has been very good. Even if it's like 9 hours or so of screen on time, I'm getting very good battery life here from this tablet. The webcam still looks just fine. No, it doesn't have the second webcam like the Tab S10 Ultra, but I'm getting, outside of that little webcam having only one camera instead of two, outside of a little bit of brightness, and outside of the screen being a little bit smaller than the Tab S10 Ultra, I'm getting almost all of the features from the Tab S10 Ultra at a cheaper price with a tablet that I would argue not only is it a better value than the Tab S10 Ultra, but I would just argue that it's gonna be a better all-around tablet for most people. The Tab S10 Ultra is great, and it's better for people who want to take advantage of that larger screen. So be excited if you have that and if you love it. But the Tab S10 Plus is great for people who want something portable and productive. And that's why I would highly recommend it to most people looking for the most premium Android tablet out there. Thank you all so much for watching this review. If you did like it, please give me a like and give me a sub. That does mean a lot to my channel. Another thing that you could do is follow me and check out those links in the description, because there's going to be a lot of sales going on through the holiday season, and that's going to be a great way to check out those sales even going into the new year. Another thing you could do is check out more content. I have a lot of different videos out there, especially on Galaxy tablets. I'm even going to be covering this new keyboard cover. The white version is very interesting, and you might wonder, does this scuff up? How does it do? I'm going to cover that in some other videos. So I really hope you have a great day, enjoy your week, and again, check out some videos if you get a little bit of time.